Sox tonight at 8:10 here on MMS. I don't know what Alex Jones's wife is doing. She keeps popping up on things, and you really have to suspend your disbelief. I should say ex-wife. They're divorced. They've got a 12-year-old daughter that she says Alex Jones is still harassing regularly. And she goes on these shows, and you have to suspend disbelief, at least I think, to believe that somehow the Alex Jones of today is completely different than the Alex Jones she met, fell in love with, and subsequently married. I don't understand it. Because she's doing this a lot now. Kelly Jones, he's remarried. This is his first ex-wife. I think he's only been married twice. But Kelly Jones goes on these shows and talks about how crazy and dangerous Alex Jones is. And everybody who watches goes, yes, we know. We know this.
It's pretty evident. Yeah.
She says he's weirder off the air. So for those of you who thought, well, he's, maybe you're an Alex Jones fan, you think he's pretty wild. Well, you're missing all the good stuff. He's holding back on InfoWars. Kelly Nichols, she goes by her maiden name again, is the ex-wife of Alex Jones. And anytime they need somebody to talk about Alex Jones who knows him, they grab this girl. They divorced in 2015. And he's in his second trial right now, I think, for the Sandy Hook thing. And I don't know what I was reading that his lawyer fell asleep in the courtroom. Because you figure if you're an Alex Jones lawyer, this is a movie you've seen multiple times. And it's true of any of us. If there's a movie, no matter how much you like it, that you've seen multiple times, you might fall asleep in the middle of it. And it's hard to keep track of what these trials are. But there was a photo of one of his lawyers falling asleep. Remember The Usual Suspects?
Yes. Great.
Chaz
Great
Palminteri plays a character named Agent Kuyan. He's the guy, the thread of the film is that he is interrogating Kevin Spacey. He's interrogating Verbal Kint. And the whole movie is being told through flashback as Verbal is telling him what went down.
And also, it's weird that he would interrogate a guy that really had nothing to do with anything.
That's right. A guy that he seemingly plucked out of nowhere, plopped him in a chair. But there's a great line where he goes, first day on the job, you know what I learned? How to spot a murderer. He goes, let's say you arrest 3 guys for the same killing. You put them all in jail overnight. And the next morning, whoever's sleeping is your man. And Agent Kuyan believed if you're guilty, you know you're caught, you get some rest, you let your guard down. Now, I don't know if that holds. But I think if you're Alex Jones's lawyer, that kind of applies. No one thinks Alex Jones is innocent of what he's being accused of. So even his lawyer falls asleep. He's like, I got to get some rest. I'm just, I'm taking a paycheck here. But Alex Jones' ex-wife, for some reason, loves going on these shows and talking about how crazy he is. I guess maybe the new information is that, he's even worse off the air. But again, if you go and watch really old Alex Jones footage, he's the same guy. I mean, I think, obviously, the advent of social media and the internet, probably that's what really blew him up.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on
it escalated the whole
terrestrial radio stations in Texas for a long time. But, I mean, off the air, if he was even crazier, you think he would bring that to bear on camera.
So his attorneys argued that he was a performance actor like Batman. They did that to keep all the footage.
Well, I don't know that I ever heard that part, by the way.
Performance actor like Batman?
Like Batman. Is Batman a performance artist?
I thought he was a vigilante.
That's what I thought. I thought he was the Dark Knight. Not a performance artist.
Of InfoWars coming before the jury saying that, he's not like that at all. And in that case, he had multiple witnesses that testified. Of course, he's the same. And Alex himself has admitted it. But in person, as a human being, He is more unhinged and weirder and terrifying and threatening and looming and raging, I would say, than on screen. And it's hard to talk about my ex-husband because he's the father of my children. I have one minor child and all of her media is blocked, so she can't see any of this, thank God. And she's been safe with me because she's a brave and courageous person who at 12 years old stood up to Alex Jones, as nobody does or has, and said, I don't want to live here anymore. And she got the help she needed for her physical disability, and she's doing a lot better, but he's still harassing her.
I wonder what her physical disability is. I don't really know the thing with Alex Jones's kid. I know he had a big bowl of chili and he forgot their names. I do remember
their birthdays,
that.
or was it their names?
It might have been their birthdays.
I think it was their birthdays.
Nevertheless, he had a big bowl of chili.
Yeah, big bowl of
chili. And, it's gotten to the point, I am nothing if not ecstatic every time Gwen makes chili because her chili is phenomenal. So I will eat more than my share and someone else's share. I don't care what time of year it is, by the way.
That's your indulgence, is chili?
Oh,
put a town on some
good.
Gwen chili?
It's so good.
Yeah, bring it in.
And I don't ask what she does. I get the broad strokes. But she'll say things to me like, do you want me to put this in? I go, you make it the way you make it. I'm not telling you to do a single thing differently. I'll tweak it a little bit. I'll put some cilantro in, some sriracha.
What if you were watching her make it and she's just like emptying out Hormel cans and she's like, that's it. That's what you love so much.
Right. No, because I see her buy the ingredients. I see her buy the ingredients. I don't pay. I don't pay. Listen, I'm a chili truther. So, but what Gwen will start to do is, because I'm so worried that I'll go the Alex Jones route, is when I'm eating a lot of chili, she'll consistently quiz me on things that are pertinent to our lives, just so I don't end up in the same situation as him.
Fog, yeah.
That's right. I don't want to be in the chili fog. No, nobody wants that.
1776.
That's the calm guy on camera. At home, he's just a maniac. But on camera, he's really super calm.
I want the advanced life extension. I want to go to space. I want to see interdimensional travel. I want what God promised us. And I won't sit here and watch Satan steal it.
That's the normal guy on the air. Not the crazy guy at home.
The toned down version.
That's the toned down version.
I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass.
That's the normal guy. By the way, somebody in the...
I wish he did have backup singers with him all the time, though.
That would be great.
I think everybody should have that.
Somebody texted me in the break. Redblooded as opposed to Blueblooded, like aristocracy. You know, they talk about like the monarchs and the blue bloods. Redblooded is supposed to denote just salt of the earth, regular people.
Yeah, but nobody's calling themselves blue-blooded.
Right, but I mean, I think that's still kind of known as a phrase to describe elites.
Yeah, I feel like it's an old time.
Blue blood, right?
Yeah. What's that? The show with the guy, Magnum PI show.
Blue Bloods.
Yeah, is that Blue Bloods?
Yeah. Well, that's because they're cops.
Oh. Very confusing.
I understand, but blue blood would be like people like, as much as people want to pretend otherwise, Trump is a blue blood. The fact that he's gotten millions of red-blooded Americans to look past that but he's a blue blood. He comes from, his family was very, very wealthy. There's nothing salt of the earth about that guy. He pushes a button and somebody brings him a Diet Coke. Like, he comes from money. There's simply no way around that. Well, these days he comes from your money. But for Alex, every time I see Alex Jones's wife pop up on something, I guess it's mildly titillating or whatever, but she's not telling you anything you don't already know. And B, I would love to know when that whole...
Yeah, when did it turn?
When that car made a hard left turn, because I think they were married for a while. And I don't know what the sticking point was with her when he got too crazy for her. But you're never going to convince me that this woman
was surprised.
Yeah. That this, if she was with him on the come up, then, you know, she was married to him when he was on an AM station in Austin and then gets on the internet, you know, and he's selling bone density supplements or whatever the hell, you know, boner pills over there. I don't know.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm going to say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs.
That's the toned down guy.
That's him. Nice and even keeled.
I was reading that. I tweeted a photo the other day. I was in a local pharmacy, and I tweeted a photo of the locked case that had condoms in it. And I technically know why they do it, but it seems of all the things that you don't need to lock up, it would be condoms. Because if people are going to steal them, they're going to use them. And I'm reading syphilis cases are the highest they've been since 1948. You know, like when guys were coming back from war with syphilis.
Well, that's because it's syphilus, not syphil me.
Spread the wealth.
Syphil us. Syphilis, syphil us. Well, I'm waiting for Sesame Street to introduce their syphilupagus character who comes. He's a big elephant who's just stricken with STIs.
Hi, bird.
Hi.
I'm burning.
His trunk's all red.
Mm-hmm. I discharged again.
Syphilis case is the highest since 1948. HIV jumped 16% last year. CDC says there are a whole lot of things out of control right now. And don't, by the way, if you want to freak yourself out, don't read an article about how what's really going to get us is fungus, that we have zero ability to fight back against the fungi that are rampant around the world because of changing climate and things like that.
Well, what are the fungi doing?
Well, just making people sick, and I mean, you can't.
There's no way of stopping.
I mean, there
the
are
fungus?
fungal infections that people get on their foot and stuff, but I mean, they're like when people worry about COVID or they worry about all these other things, they're like fungus, and people who study that.
Well, now I gotta read about it.
Well, no, what did I just say, Bill?
But-
Don't read about fungus.
Well, can you tell me more about it so I know?
Nope. Don't do that.
Fungus.
Mm-hmm.
Among us.
It's fungi. It means I'm going to get it, and I can't fight it.
You are a fungi, aren't you? Because fungi are the long and the short of it is that all these things adapt to warmer temperatures and so develop resistance to drugs. And so, you know, people that write about these things, they're like, these are all the things that are going to be exacerbated by climate change.
Well, Mary,
Things that previously didn't exist in one part of the world.
she's been trying to clear out some weeds and stuff, and then she had a whole bunch of mushrooms show up where she was trying to have like a nice little flower bed. So that's where it's starting.
Mm-hmm.
Berea.
That's the epicenter of the
Ground
fungal
zero, yeah.
infections that are.
Yeah, it's killing a bunch of mammals. Let's see. Bats are getting infected with a fungus that's driving them to extinction.
Molds and yeast,
which is
and
good
things,
because
yeah.
they're the ones bats are the ones that started COVID. So that I'll sign off on that one. But then there's gonna be a lot more bugs. It's killing some frogs, all sorts of bad fungus things out there. But then there's also some foragers up in British Columbia that are excited about all the fungus that they're finding, or in Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
Quebec. Big balls of fungi.
Well, I heard from I think the person who might have initially brought it to my attention, one of our listeners, Jeff, whose wife is a nurse, and he was talking about something called Candida auris, which is a fungus that is putting medical professionals on high alert because there's going to be an onslaught of various fungi that we have practically no defense against. There's like 1.5 million people every year who are killed by funguses and fungi.
Candida?
Huh?
Candida?
Candida auris, AURIS. And so people who work for the CDC that know about this stuff, especially during COVID, were like, you've got to be on the lookout for this because it's not even in the U.S. yet. But, I mean, does that sound familiar? Hey, it's not in the U.S. We don't have to worry about it.
I'm sure it'll be just fine.
And Fauci's about to retire. We're going to get some new young guy in there, and he's going to be like, oh, I've been ready for the fungus.
Who on earth would want to take
Thanks a lot, Obama.
take his job? No one, like, that's worse than the president. At least the president has people like, he has fall guys he can like pin stuff on.
Fall guys.
If
He
if it's an Italian plumber, I'm going to feel real good about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Some medical professional.
No.
wanting.
The one here in Ohio that was working for Governor DeWine stepped down. What was her name?
Amy Atkins.
She
or
said,
something.
she said, F it. Like, forget it. I don't want to do this job no more.
Yeah.
She was out.
Maybe they can bring Vivek Murthy back. He's a smart guy. He was Obama's Surgeon General.
Dr. Burks was
I'd
like,
say we
forget
just
it.
give in. We had our time. It's time for the fungus to be the dominant
There is that
species
too.
on the
Yeah,
planet.
there is that too. Let's all bow to our fungal overlords.
Mhm. I, for one, welcome our fungal overlords.
There you go.
I
You fought us long enough with past their expiration date tubes of creams in your medicine chests. You can no longer fight off this. What began as athlete's foot will now be athlete's internal organs. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. But to see that syphilis cases, and, untreated syphilis just eats you up. Makes you crazy. You can't walk, you can't see. And then you just go mad. So, I mean, that sounds fun. Maybe that's how Poundcake will not see 35.
No?
Tell you who I'd like to consult. I was reading a great story in The Plain Dealer about an auto mechanic in Cleveland who became a doctor at 51.
Yeah, that's a really heartwarming story. I love that.
He's planning on
You
doing
can
some
fix your car
heartwarming.
and your heart.
I mean, the engine is the heart of your car. He probably figured, hey, listen. And that's not old. They're like, oh, he realized a dream at 51. Like, I'm 51. I haven't done anything with
Become
my
a
life.
doctor, idiot.
Ah, come on.
How much debt does he have? He's not even going to pay that. I mean, maybe he's the smart one because he's like, oh, I'm never going to pay this off. I'll die before I pay
Well,
it
I mean,
off.
he opened his own body shop at like 19. So at a young age, this guy, Dr. Carl Allamby, he grew up in East Cleveland. And he opened his own auto repair shop when he was 19 years old. And throughout the course of his life, one thing led to another. And he's like, I remember when I was younger, I thought it'd be really cool to be a doctor. But my life led me in other ways. I'd take care of my family, blah, blah, blah. So over the course of many years, this guy went through becoming a doctor, working like menial jobs to pay for things. And then he went to night school out at Ursuline College. And he was just going to get a business degree. He already owned a business, but he was fascinated by the complexities of the human body. And so he starts taking pre-med classes at Tri-C. And then he ends up going to med school at, he gets into a pre-med thing at CSU. His wife's a physical therapist, and he goes to med school at Northeast Ohio Medical University. And now he's a doctor.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Good for
it's
him.
a great story. Changed career paths at 47
What's
to
holding
become
you
a
back?
doctor.
If you're listening
I didn't
to
know
this,
you could, I got to
follow
tell
your
you,
dream.
I didn't know you could become a doctor in 3 years. He's 51. I guess that would be 4 years. I didn't realize that you could become a doctor in 4 years.
Whoa.
If the math on that is correct. He graduated from medical school at 47. I see. And started his emergency medicine residency in 2019.
Free oil changes for everybody who makes it out of the hospital today. I was ready for a change. I wanted something a little bit different for myself. Just wasn't a real opportunity in the neighborhood where I grew up and the financial constraints that we had in my own family. I've been working on things my whole life. It's just people now instead of cars.
What a great story.
Also, if he's an emergency room doctor and you recognize him, you're like, oh, hey, I'm proud of you, man. He's like, no, safe. This is a cool story. He's like, thanks. I appreciate it. Now, stop talking. You got shot in the lungs.
Hey, you fixed my car one time. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Hey, Doc, while you're at it, my car keeps going ka-tunk, ka-tunk, ka-tunk.
You know what that is? Hey, my patella is making this weird noise. And so now he's an attending physician in the ER at Hillcrest Hospital in Mayfield Heights. So congratulations to Dr. Carl Allenby, if that's how you pronounce it. So, see, Poundcake, never give up on your dreams. I'm not suggesting you are. I don't know what yours are.
No, it's just this.
You want to be a kept man?
I've
Never give up
already
on your
achieved my
dreams.
dreams.
You what?
He wanted to have his own show at one point, but now he's lowered it to just being this.
No, I do want my own show. I lowered my goals as how long it would take to get that show because I technically, by my standard, by my dream, I'm supposed to have it already. I said by 30.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I mean,
Of course, you also
tried really hard.
You also did 0 things to get there, too.
Yeah, there's that. There's that small.
There is that. Yes. He knows.
Can you believe no one just offered him a radio show without him applying or
I
trying
actually
to get
can't
one?
believe
Yeah.
that since they're just offering people shows left and right these days.
You
So
should hit up
I'm-
St. Louis. They need somebody there.
That's right. You wanted mornings on the Viper.
Yeah.
Pound cake and ghost bag. Mornings on the Viper.
Obviously, they only now care about someone using the word bitch. Like it's.
Yeah, man, let's go to St. Louis.
No, I'm not going with you. I'm not going with you. No.
Poundcake and ghost bag.
No, that's not a part of the deal. No.
Mornings.
No, because you probably get paid more than I do.
No, I don't need to get paid anything. Well, okay, tell you what. Now, Poundcake and ghost bag. How about the Poundcake Show featuring ghost bag?
No, you're nowhere on the marquee. Nowhere on the marquee.
Ghost bag and pound cake.
No.
How about pound bag and ghost cake?
No, that's just messing myself all up. You're trying to mess up my branding.
All right, fine. Maybe I'll go do it myself.
Fine, go. Leave me alone.
I'm gonna have my own show before you do, sucker.
I believe that.
All right, I got to take a break. If you want to text, get the last word in, 35192, and we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show.
On iHeartRadio.
The can't-miss music event of the year is finally here.
Our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Featuring once-in-a-lifetime performances from the biggest superstars in all of music.
Avril Lavigne, Black Eyed Peas, Diplo, Halsey, Lionel Richie, LL Cool J featuring DJ Z-Trip, Luke Combs, Marcus Mumford, Maren Morris, Megan Thee Stallion, Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo, Pitbull, Sam Smith, Sean Diddy Combs, The Black Keys.
Plus, surprise performances and never-seen-before collaborations.
Hosted by Ryan Seacrest, live from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Don't miss our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Las Vegas! This Friday and Saturday night, starting at 10 p.m.
Watch on the CW app and CWTV.com. And listen on iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. The festival